Hey guys, this is my VeeFriend, the Humble Hedgehog. This actually isn't my VeeFriend. This is a physical print of my VeeFriend. My VeeFriend lives on the blockchain. Don't you know, NFTs? We're gonna talk about that in this video. I'm gonna explain why I paid thousands of dollars for this digital image and how it's changed my life. Okay, it might sound excessive to say that buying a Humble Hedgehog digital image NFT changed my life, but in many ways it has. Now there's a few reasons why I say it changed my life, but let me tell you the story of what it was like buying an NFT in Gary Vaynerchuk's VeeFriends collection. Okay, so I have been into crypto for about 5 years. I wrote this book, Crypto for Good. If you want to read it, it's on Amazon. We'll drop a link in below. But at the end of the day, I've been into crypto for several years, and Gary Vaynerchuk has been a hero of mine in Web 2 and social media, somebody I've looked up to, I've learned from through the years. And he announced a couple years ago, I'm going to launch an NFT series, a non-fungible token series. And what I have found in my life is that when Gary Vaynerchuk suggests doing it, it has been worth doing it. And when he sells a book, I buy that book and I read that book, and it has impacted me in a very significant way. So the return on investment when Gary V right hooks and he says, buy this, has been huge in my life. And so when he says I'm selling NFTs, I deep dove on NFTs, non-fungible tokens, to understand what they are. So the first way that I would say Gary Vaynerchuk's VeeFriends changed my life is that it taught me to learn about NFTs. It got me deep diving into the technology of where blockchain was used for cryptocurrency. It was then shifting and expanding to non-fungible tokens, which I'm not gonna get into the weeds of what that is in this video, but it was a high value for me from an education standpoint. Okay, the second way that it was a high value is financially. So I spent, and I had, made some money through cryptocurrencies and was able to kind of convert some other cryptocurrencies into Ethereum and buy 2 of these NFTs and in the VeeFriends series for about 3 ETH at the time, which cost, I think probably about $5,000 for 2 NFTs. I bought a generous gerbil and a Humble Hedgehog. And so those are the first 2 VeeFriends that I bought on his launch week of the VeeFriends series. And I remember having a conversation with my wife of, hey, I just bought 2 NFTs today. And she's like, well, how much? And I was like, well, it's about $3. And I'm like, well, 3 Ethereum. She's like, I don't even know what that means. I'm like, about $5,000. And she was like, you did what? And the reality was, it was kind of this like, well, what is it? And I said, well, it's going to give me a ticket to his conference. And I don't really know though. I mean, I trust Gary. And about a couple months later, basically the price of these NFTs kept going up, and I kept getting offers for my NFTs. And I remember at one point I got an offer for about 5 Ethereum for the generous gerbil, and I sold it and made about $12,000 on that one NFT. So I spent $5,000 and in a couple months made about $12,000, and I still had my generous gerbil. And so I remember telling my wife, like, hey, Gary V bought us a vacation and I still own one of his other NFTs. And she said, well, why don't you sell that one too? And I'm not selling it. And it actually at one point went up to like $70,000 in value. I got offers. I didn't sell it. I was like, it's going to go to 100. Well, it has, based on where the NFT market and crypto has gone, it's declined, but it still has incredibly high value to me. But at the end of the day, I was able to buy 2 and sell that for 1, or sell one of those for more than double what I paid for both of them. And so it really has a high financial return value to me. So Gary, thank you for that and the value that your NFT project has brought financially to me. Okay, I gotta add to that too, because what the NFT brought me is actually more NFTs as well. And so this is complicated, confusing, but he did a series 1 drop, and then everyone who had a series 1 also got a series 2. So I got another NFT, which I didn't sell. But then he also gives you a ticket to his conference, VCon, over the next 3 years. And this is part of what they say in the NFT world is the utility behind the NFT. So part of the value behind the NFT is basically a ticket to his conference over the next 3 years. And so I took my ticket, which was also an NFT that he sent last year, that I had left from the NFT, and I sold that for 3 Ethereum, which was about $4,000 at the time. last year when he had the conference. So I didn't go to the first conference, but that actually then doubled my money again from that initial investment. So Gary, financial return on the VeeFriends, that's not why I got into it, but it has been massive so far. Okay, I do want to show another NFT thing that I got, and this is a gratitude gorilla. This is not the NFT, this is actually an animal or figurine that they sell at Macy's now, or you can buy these online. And so several of the characters in the NFT series, so I have a humble hedgehog that I had on a print. This is a gratitude gorilla that they are now selling. And so basically this is a brand that's being built out, and we all kind of have a piece of it. But what I also want to show off here is it is signed here on the cheek, and you might have seen this ink. And so by having one of his version 1 NFTs, I was able to go to Macy's a couple of weeks ago and actually meet Gary. And so part of the value from this NFT are the relationships that are formed. And so out of this, I also had access at a conference recently to go to a coffee shop that was designated just for people that had the Gary Vaynerchuk NFT or the VeeFriends NFT. So access to the community and honestly access to Gary Vaynerchuk is part of what has come with this NFT. And so that's the other value where it's changed my life. I actually have a really significant business opportunity that Gary was connected to, that when I was going to get this signed a couple weeks ago, I was able to talk to him about. And so typically getting access to Gary would be difficult, but with this NFT, I now have that access. So those are the key values that is brought to me, is the education of NFTs and the learnings that came with it, the financial return, and then also the access to the community and to Gary. And so Gary, I just want to say thank you, and to the whole VeeFriends community, thank you. If you are considering getting into VeeFriends and getting into the NFT community, I don't think there's a better time than now. I think that this is so much of the future, and I'm so excited about where this is going. And so thank you, Gary. Thank you, VeeFriends community. That's my story of how VeeFriends has changed my life.